It happened just 1 hour ago, a moment that rippled through the entire music industry like an unexpected storm. The headlines broke faster than anyone could refresh their feeds. Lalisa and Rosé of Blackpink have officially dominated the 2026 nomination awards, rewriting global pop history once again. But the real shock wasn't just about who got nominated, it was about who reacted. Jisoo, calm, graceful, and usually unreadable. Her reaction became the center of global conversation within minutes. Because sometimes, silence speaks louder than victory speeches. And this time, that silence was deafening. The camera flashes, the stage lights, the sound of names echoing through a crowded auditorium. Everything looked like another glamorous award season moment. But insiders knew this was different. This wasn't just music. It was business, power, and global influence converging on one stage. Lalisa and Rose didn't just earn nominations. They triggered a revaluation of what K-pop truly represents in the Western entertainment economy. Each nomination meant millions in brand value. Each headline meant measurable market growth. And while the spotlight was split between the two, all eyes found their way back to Jisoo. Her expression caught mid-breath, her subtle smile both proud and pensive. Fans were left wondering, was it surprise, pride, or something deeper? For years, Blackpink had transcended music charts. They became a portfolio of influence, a fusion of art and strategy. Lalisa Manoban, the global powerhouse tied to luxury giants and high-performance branding, built her name into a symbol of versatility. From music to fashion to business partnerships, she moved like a corporation disguised as an artist. Every performance was a campaign, every outfit a calculated statement. And Rose, with her voice that feels both delicate and unstoppable, had carved her identity as the emotional strategist, a master of authenticity, turning vulnerability into value. Together, their dual domination at the 2026 awards didn't just reflect artistic recognition, it reflected a global recalibration of cultural capital. But what fans didn't expect was the emotional undercurrent surrounding Jisoo. Her presence that night was quieter, but her reaction, caught in a single frame, told a story of grace under magnitude. She wasn't overshadowed, she was observing. Because in the world of global entertainment, understanding timing is power. And Kim Jisoo had always known when to speak, and when to let the world interpret her silence. That's what separates celebrity from legacy. Emotional intelligence in motion. Industry insiders quickly noticed something else. As the nomination news spread, fashion markets shifted too. Lisa's ambassador role saw an immediate engagement spike. Rosé's luxury collaborations trended across Europe. And Jisoo's name began circulating among analysts as the next narrative wave. Because audiences weren't just reacting to music, they were reacting to perception. The psychology of fame had changed. These women weren't just performing, they were managing empires of influence with the precision of CEOs. Then came the moment that set social media ablaze, Jisoo's behind-the-scenes clip. A staff member congratulated her on her bandmates' nominations, and she responded with a small smile and a phrase that would travel across continents. That's the beauty of teamwork. When one shines, we all glow. Simple, elegant, but strategic. Within hours, luxury magazines began analyzing her composure, calling it a masterclass in brand diplomacy. Because an industry is driven by competition, she projected unity, and that unity became her silent signature. But behind the elegance, there was strategy. Lisa's nominations in Asia and Europe weren't just musical milestones, they represented cross-market brand strength. Japan's music industry valued consistency, while the Western Grammys prized innovation. Lalisa had both. Her versatility across markets reflected a marketing principle luxury brands pay millions to emulate, localization with a global mindset. Meanwhile, Rosé's nominations, especially in categories dominated by Western vocalists, marked a shift in consumer psychology. Authenticity now sold better than perfection. Her emotional transparency wasn't a weakness, it was currency. Halfway through the global coverage, another spark reignited curiosity. A brief clip aired, Rose Blackpink backstage, hugging Jisoo Blackpink tightly, whispering something inaudible but heartfelt. Fans slowed down the footage, captioned theories. and turned that moment into viral empathy. That was the clip charge, the emotional hook that reignited mid-retention. And it worked. Because in storytelling, it's not just about shock, it's about connection. Marketing analysts began discussing what they called the Blackpink Effect 2.0, a phenomenon where emotional resonance creates measurable ROI. Every smile, every public gesture becomes part of a larger business ecosystem. The trio had become more than idols. They were active case studies in influence economics. Their individual moves triggered shifts in stock values for luxury conglomerates, streaming platform trends, and even digital ad behavior across continents. To the casual viewer, it was glamour. To industry leaders, it was strategy disguised as art. But amid all the noise, Jisoo's reaction remained the emotional anchor. Some fans said it was bittersweet. Others called it poetic. Yet those who truly understand the industry saw it for what it was: long-term positioning. Because while Lisa and Rosé's nominations dominated headlines, Jisoo was building anticipation. She knew how to turn stillness into momentum, and that's the secret few can master. In marketing psychology, anticipation drives higher engagement than revelation. Her silence wasn't absence, it was design. As the interviews rolled on, Rosé's reflections melted hearts. I think moments like these remind us that music isn't competition, it's collaboration. That line became an anthem of humility amid global pressure. Lisa Blackpink echoed similar grace, expressing gratitude not just to fans but to her team, subtly reinforcing her brand as disciplined and grounded. It was more than PR, it was emotional engineering at its finest. Together, their responses formed a cohesive brand story that no agency could script better. But here's where it gets fascinating. Behind the scenes, luxury houses and entertainment executives were already adjusting their 2026-2027 projections. Blackpink's influence wasn't just cultural, it was economic. Their combined activities, nominations, fashion partnerships, and global appearances created measurable shifts in consumer sentiment. In Paris, YSL saw a spike in engagement metrics within 24 hours. In Tokyo, Lisa's campaign visibility doubled. In New York, Jisoo's Dior-related search volume quietly climbed. This was the butterfly effect of influence. Every action, every reaction, multiplied value across industries. Then came the night's most talked about quote, when Jisoo was asked how she felt seeing Lisa and Rose achieve new milestones. Her answer was pure elegance. We've all walked the same path, just at different rhythms. Success sounds different for each of us, but it's the same song. That line didn't just trend, it defined the evening. It reframed competition into symphony, turning a potentially divisive narrative into one of shared legacy. As the award season countdown began, one thing became clear: the story wasn't about rivalry. It was about revolution. Lisa and Rosé's dominance signaled the maturation of K-pop's global narrative, no longer outsiders seeking validation, but insiders shaping the system. And Jisoo's reaction reminded the world that leadership sometimes looks like quiet grace, not loud victory. By the end of the night, the cameras dimmed, but the narrative stayed alive, looping across timelines, news cycles, and analytical reports. Fans celebrated. Brands recalculated. The industry took notes. Because this wasn't just another award season, it was a shift in the power dynamics of global entertainment. Lisa Manoban and Roseanne Park might have taken the spotlight, but Jisoo ensured the moment became eternal. And as the world awaits the next chapter, the performances, the speeches, the red carpet statements, one truth stands unshaken: Blackpink isn't competing anymore. They're evolving. Together, separately, and strategically. That's what defines legends. Not the awards they hold, but the legacy they build in silence. So as you watch this moment unfold, remember, you're witnessing a blueprint for the future of fame, where authenticity meets ambition and emotion meets empire. Stay tuned, make sure hit like, subscribe, and join us for what comes next, because the story of Rose, Lisa, and Jisoo is far from over. It's only just beginning.